It's Conduit News Radio with Paul Harrell.
Okay. Senator Jason Rapert passed an amendment to a budget bill to allow Arkansans to use their 529 college savings plans to also pay for tuition at public or private schools K through 12. So traditionally, these 529 college savings plans, folks, you can use them, take the tax write-off, but you can use them for college expenses. Jason Rapert has a really strong idea here, and wouldn't you know, the Arkansas Education Industrial Complex wants no part of anything new or different, anything that might be seen as exposing the flaws in our public education system. And why, you know what they don't want? I mean, they don't, you know what would expose that? More choice, more freedom, giving parents an option, giving them, allowing them to be able to vote with their feet, if you will, or their money. And that's why this thing has met such resistance. Let's finish up. This is conduitforaction.org. Current law allows taxpayers an income tax deduction for up to $5,000 in contributions to their savings plan and allows the taxpayer to make tax-free withdrawals to pay for higher education expenses. Senator Jason Rapert's amendment gives parents more flexibility to use their savings plans by allowing them to make withdrawals to pay for K through 12 tuition. The ability to use the savings plan for K through 12 tuition gives parents flexibility in obtaining quality K through 12 education for their children. This helps parents choose the best education, which also helps their children prepare for college. Senator Rapert's amendment to HB 1122, which is a budget bill for the Office of Treasurer of State, was first adopted by the Joint Budget Committee. The House of Representatives then adopted the amendment by majority vote, but the next vote will be more challenging. To pass the amended budget bill in the House of Representatives will require approval of 3/4 of the House, which is 75 votes. So how did that vote go, Joe? Why don't you show them? Why don't you show what these school choice Republicans are up to? Nope, it only got 55 yes votes and 25 no votes. 9 were present and didn't vote. Huh. Yeah, I got a text from a lawmaker about this saying that it is ridiculous. It was a Republican lawmaker. This person said it is ridiculous that we can't get this passed. Now, it was kind of told me that it kind of told me that maybe this may come back up. Maybe they'll have another vote on it, but I don't know. But what a disgrace that is, Republicans. What a disgrace. You understand, don't you, that you Republicans that don't support school choice and don't support Senator Rapert's amendment, you understand, of course, that you are now at odds with Senator Bozeman, Senator Cotton, Rick Crawford, French Hill, Bruce Westerman, and Steve Womack, right? Because this very provision was in the federal tax plan that they passed back at the end of the year, allowing this to happen. The problem is states are responsible for administering, which I'm a fan of states' rights, but states are responsible for administering the 529 program. So there are several states throughout the country that are going to have to make changes if they want this provision to be in effect in their state. And that's why Senator Rapert's doing what he's doing, and it's a Republican Party platform issue. And it's not complicated. It's very easy. Why in the world would you guys be on the opposite side of the federal delegation in Washington, D.C. on something that makes an incredible amount of sense? And the only thing you guys just don't know, you guys aren't, or you're just listening to your superintendents freaking out. What's your problem? What's wrong with you people? Are you Republicans or not? And how come I mean, I tell you, this is the times where I'm just at a loss. I'm at a loss Well, we just disagree on this one idea. We just disagree on Medicaid expansion. But we're going to agree on everything else. No, you don't. You don't agree on the Second Amendment. You really don't. You'll bend your body in all kinds of ways in order to not make Asa Hutchinson veto something he doesn't approve of, exposing his anti-Second Amendment tendencies, because it's a privilege, not a right. Let me look at this. If you want my proof, look at this. New York Times. Joe, go. Next article. Headline: Yes, you really can pay for private school with 529 plans now. Okay? Sounds good, right? Now, this is a hit piece talking about how the Republicans love the rich. This 529 plan is going to favor the rich. Okay, well, I mean, I guess some Arkansas Republicans agree. Next up, let's see here. This is, which one is this? Is this the Your Money article or Time.com? Yeah, this one. Okay, the tax law's biggest education change is on hold in several states, right? The recent tax rewrite gave one big boost to tax-free college savings accounts. The federal tax code now allows you to use your 529 plans to pay for tuition at K through 12 schools. But before you jump to withdraw from your account to pay for a private prep school, beware. You could wind up taking a significant financial hit by doing so. That's because several states first need to update their own tax codes in order to let account holders keep all the existing benefits of saving in a 529 account while using the money for K through 12 education. That's what Senator Rapert is trying to fix. Okay? Go back to the money.cnn. Let's their headline here: Wait and see before using 529s for private school tuition. Wait and see. Okay, so Arkansas's got to do something about this. CNBC, next article. This tax bill provision helps families save on school costs and taxes. So go back to the actual screen of the vote. Go back and look at this. Okay, so why are these folks, for example, I mean, look, Jana De La Rosa, okay? Why is Jana De La Rosa disagreeing with her congressman on this idea? She voted no. Why is she disagreeing with Steve Womack on this idea, Congressman Womack, right? Do we have more Republicans who are doing this? I mean, I understand the Democrats, right? You have some no votes, that sort of thing. I mean, why Speaker? I know the Speaker never votes, right? Speaker of the House, Jeremy Gillum, he never votes unless it's close or he's the tiebreaker or whatever. But why wouldn't Speaker Jeremy Gillum want to vote on this? Right? Why wouldn't he want to vote yes? Right? I mean, we're talking about our 6 delegates, the 6 delegates that the state sends that represents our 6 electoral votes, the 6 delegates that we send to D.C. voted for this tax plan, right? They put this into law. Why in the world would Arkansas now try to walk that back? Why? Is something going on here that I'm not aware of? It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. I don't know. I mean, I guess we'll figure it out, I guess. I mean, we got to get 75, but anyway, that's the vote. Act 1122, and it could really do a lot. I mean, think about this. If you can take, let's say, go back to the CFA article real quick. Let's read up again on what this actually does. All right, 529 college savings plans to also pay for tuition for K through 12. Current allow lost taxpayers an income tax deduction for up to $5,000 in contributions. Okay, so you could take that $5,000 out, and you could spend it on private school for your kid. Think about that. Private school is expensive, but $5,000, I feel like, in Arkansas could really help a lot of parents out. Maybe that's the one thing. Okay, that's going to get me over the hump, and now I'm going to take my child out of public school. Maybe the public school's doing some things I disagree with, and I want to put he or she in private school. I know but you know what are they're afraid of choice. Your public school system, the Arkansas Educational Industrial Complex, they're afraid of choice. If you have the choice, they'll be exposed, and they'll have to change the way they're doing things. Maybe focus more on education than administration and indoor football facilities.